Good morning, guys. Welcome to Just Beheld Ministry. I'm Mariah, and today I am making the first video in a series getting to know God, His divine character, His nature, from all different sides of God, and really getting into understanding God as He identifies Himself as love, and to really come into the understanding of why there's evil, why darkness, why, all these things that we have to go through in life, okay? But to really get to those questions and to really bring understanding to those questions, first we really need to understand love. And to understand love, we have to really kind of open our minds and understand that God is not a man. He is a divine, spiritual, supernatural being. And while we have limitations, God does not. And so He can be the bridge that fills the gaps. So He can take us into a more in-depth spiritual understanding. He can take us beyond our limits if we align ourselves with Him, if we come into agreement. And we have to do that by giving Him permission. And we can do that just by simply saying yes, or by seeking God. Now, in my ministry and in my mentoring, doing the sessions and everything, I do that because I know the importance of having an understanding. There is a difference between knowledge and understanding. To give you just a little example, when my children were younger and I was teaching them how to read, they will learn to repeat the words. They could sound out the words. But until we sat down and studied, when they found the meaning of the word, it was then and only then did they really know what the book was about. And just to kind of highlight another quick point real quick, is the title of that book really is a summary container for whatever is in that book. So everything that that book is about is summed up in the container of the title, or your name. And I'm saying that because I have some other points that I'm going to be addressing later on, bringing up later on. So just poke a little dot right there and just stick that into your notes and remember that, because we will come back to why I said that later. Now, to really get into the series, this is going into the I have on my website, and I want you to go there, and I want you to go to the top right corner if you're on your computer. And on the top right corner, you see those little lines. You open that up, it's going to give you a menu, and in there you can find the programs, the blogs, the groups, and so on. Everything that the website offers. Instead of just scrolling through, that'll save you a lot of time. Just go through there, find the blogs, and you will see exploring the depths of God's love in our relationship. This is kind of an outline, and it is kind of an introduction to what we're going to be getting into. So this is going to help you kind of understand. We talk about the multi-dimensional nature of God's love. We know about the agape love, the philia love, the eros, and the storge love. Okay, that's the unconditional love, the deep friendship, the romantic love, and the family kind of love. And notice the number 4. Okay, these things are also important. Stick a little dot there and stick that in your notes, and remember that, because that will be brought up at another point. I want to show you, before we move on, this Roblox cube. You see that all the colors and everything, these are like, the different faces of love that we see, just like with those different types of love there. This represents that, and this is something that God gave me a visual of to kind of show people that this is how they perceive love from these outward these outward shallow sections, okay, on this Roblox cube. But he and love goes well beyond that. It's a lot deeper than people think. And these are the different feelings and the way that we can relate to love. But if you look at all the little individual squares, each one of those has different faces, and those would represent deeper other sides of love that we don't know, that we've never seen, and that we can't relate to. And then they build the little cubes, and it just is continual with God, because this really gets into some different dimensions. And so we talk about that in here a little bit more. And so we also see the different demonstrations of love. But I really want to focus on, mainly in this session here, the laws of love beyond attraction. Okay, so I'm going to read this little section for you guys, and then we'll move on. The laws of love beyond attraction. Love is often mistaken for mere attraction, but attraction is only one part of a much larger picture. Love follows spiritual laws that maintain balance and freedom. Love requires choice. True love is not forced. It must be freely given and freely received. Love has a cycle, a life cycle. It is given, received, returned, creating a continuous flow. I want you to highlight that point. Love needs contrast. To make a choice, there must be options, including opposing forces. Balance is also essential. Like magnets, love attracts, but it also repels, maintaining harmony. This balance between attraction and opposition reflects God's compassion and respect for free will. It allows love to grow authentically rather than being imposed. Now, the reason why, okay, so love is a cycle. Let's look at that. Love is a cycle. That means that it is growing, it is changing. And we know, we have examples of mature love and baby newborn love. And we can see that when we are dating, and then how that grows and matures over time. And not everything about that is easy or beautiful. Growth and change can be challenging, but those are necessary for love to fully mature and to be complete. Okay, and because it grows and changes and it is a continual flow, there has to be a balance that keeps all of that stable. So that is the main purposes or reason for the darkness, reason for evil, because that is the contrast. That is what brings and allows choice. And that is what brings and allows balance. Okay, so evil is the opposing mirror image of love. It is the equal but opposite thing, and it will highlight what love is and its best qualities. And you can see that if you were to, for example, put a white picture of a heart on white paper, and then put that same white heart on top of black paper, you would see the difference. And that the white heart next to the black paper or on top of that is going to make that heart stand out even more. And that's kind of what happens when darkness comes next to the light. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to leave you guys here with these thoughts. We will be talking about freedom, free will, practical ways to reflect love and relationships, all those things. What we talked about, who God is as the creator, the Trinity, and all of that in the next videos. So I hope to see you there. Just thank you guys for joining me today, and please like, share, subscribe, because any way that you support us is going to help us grow, and therefore we can support and do more for you. Okay? God bless.